When you think of the African country Rwanda, you may likely think of the genocide committed by Hutus against the Tutsis. Today, more than 2 decades later, efforts are still underway in that country to combat prejudice and bring an end to poverty. In 2011, 3 American college students began a project to bring changes to Rwandan society through creative entrepreneurship. Joining us now is Chris Way. We have heard of some college entrepreneurs who left college and started big companies. You've partnered to start an organization that is changing lives in Rwanda. Tell us, what is Atinga Collective?
So the Atinga Collective, or the Atinga Project, is really a social business, but obviously a business model at its core that is meant to lift the beneficiaries that we work with out of poverty and benefit them more than just their normal daily wages. They are shoemakers, artisan shoemakers that make tire sandals in Rwanda. Tire sandals have been a common way to get affordable footwear for decades, but there has not been any access to Western markets, so we've been able to facilitate that with the Atinga Project.
There are great needs throughout Africa, so why Rwanda?
I studied in Rwanda as a Houghton College student, a Christian liberal arts school here in Western New York. In 2011, I was there, and I focused in international development. I returned with a pair of the Atinga tire sandals. We named them Atingas because that denotes dignity, honor, and humility. That's a West African term. And primarily, I came back with these local handcrafted tire sandals and wore them on my own college campus, right alongside other college students who were more into the one-for-one movement and the Tom Shoes movement. But I had to contest with them, as many academics and other people in the NGO and international development industry were really criticizing that. Because if you give away shoes to people in other countries, that puts local shoemakers and other people out of business. That actually hurts their economy more than helps them. So that's how we started.
Well, so you've been doing this now for about 6 years. What difference have you made, Chris?
Well, it's been really awesome to see the impact over, we've been researching it for a total of about 6 years, you're right. But we've been actively in business and almost 4 years here, selling locally in the Western New York market and in the States, and even a few in the UK. It's a very small scale project, but it has had a lot of impact. We've been able to, if you look at our annual report, especially 2015, and then this one coming out this year in 2017, covering the past 3 or 4 years, we've had almost over, it was $6,000 of impact spread across about 5 different families. That's only the D for D. We call that a dividend for development. And that's a no strings attached, unconditional dividend, basically. That's simply given back and paid back to the artisans for their participation. And they use that to meet any needs that they determine is best for them. Sometimes they reinvest that into their own businesses and sell a lot more of their footwear locally in the market, grow their business, which is fantastic. It has repercussions that are almost immeasurable. But then you have just simple needs that are being met, food and nutrition. In our main video on our website and on YouTube, we cover that. We make sure we get that out there and have the artisans actually just give you a direct testimony about that. And this is all in addition to the fair wage that we pay, which is above market prices and above market wages there. That's how we purchase. They're basically our supplier, is how it works out. So.
You went to a Christian college, so what message are you trying to convey to people through this effort?
Well, the primary thing here is that, I learned in intercultural studies and in missions work even, whether it's business as missions or anything that we do for other people, in the church, outside of the church, in our own local community, we need to learn to walk a mile in the shoes of the people we want to help. That's the only way to uphold dignity of other people. And that's exactly what this project is all about. It's, again, Atinga means dignity, honor, and humility. And it's a Ghanaian word, and it refers to even the peasants, the working class people, with dignity. That's something that is really in our consumeristic culture, and even in the church culture, sadly, we're not always walking in the shoes of the people that we want to help. We have to learn from them. We have to listen to them. We have to walk a mile in their shoes. We have to listen to them, and that's exactly what Jesus asks us to do for the least of these. And I'll just add in 2014 when I did a lot of the research, the bulk of the research for the project, and I met with these artisans in person. We sat down with my co-founder John in Rwanda, and they sat there before us, and they couldn't understand, they couldn't fathom why have you sought us out? Why have you sought to work with us and partner with us, to put us on a platform in your own country? And they said to us, we feel forgotten. We feel like outcasts. At that moment, that was one of probably the high point in terms of an emotional point in our project, because that affirmed to me that those for me were verbatim the words of Christ, and that's exactly kind of the populations that we need to be sensitive to in our day and age, I believe.
Okay, Chris Way, making a great difference in Rwanda. We thank you for being with us. God bless you and your efforts.
Thanks so much, Gary.